Let's try having candlelight together and we'll see what happens. Cliff is here to help, as always. Can't promise any cats won't wander through either at the same time. So if you have any problems with anything, Cliff is going to monitor the Facebook Live on a desktop so he can just tell if you guys can't hear me or anything like that. Just let me know. And if you'll go through and tag some of the regulars, some of them are my Facebook friends, so that they know where to find it if they're having trouble. All right, so let's get started. Find a comfortable seated position. So, close your eyes. Doesn't matter what the position looks like, really. All I want is for you to find something where you feel comfortable, where you can notice the way the ground feels. So take a few moments noticing that. See if you feel held and supported by the earth. And then imagine that support is being reflected inside your body, moving up your bones and your muscles. You feel strong. And you can reach yourself just a smidge higher up toward the sky. Breathe. Take a few moments noticing how you feel, allowing for anything that comes up. This is a no judgment zone. So, maybe first noticing your breath. Is it fast or slow? Deep or shallow? Thank your breath. Send it a little gratitude. It's doing its best for you. Spend a few moments noticing your body. Notice how your body feels. Not judging anything you find. And send a little gratitude to your body. Thanking the body, it's doing its best for you right now. And then noticing your mental landscape, thoughts, emotions. You don't have to worry about pushing any of them away. Let them be right now. Let them communicate to you whatever your mind is worried about or processing or thinking about. And send a little gratitude and thankfulness to your mind too. It's also just doing the best it can right now. So let's circle back around and do a little breathing exercise to start off with. I thought we would do some breath retention and then some breath lengthening. So let's start with breath retention. So that's the one where we inhale really big through the nose. At the top of the breath, we're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1, and then sigh with an open mouth as you let it go. So let's do 2 more rounds of that. It's okay, whatever pace you end up on. Inhale through the nose. Holding, 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 sighing to release. Sighing is a natural relaxation mechanism for the body. So really let it go this last time. Inhale. Holding, 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 and then here comes that big release. All right, so both hands on your belly, or maybe a hand on the heart and the hand on the belly. Either way is fine. Let's watch ourselves slow the breath down on purpose. So the next time you take an inhale, just count to yourself how long it takes. pretty short tonight. I'm coming in at about a 2 or a 3, so I'm going to drag that exhale out so it's just a beat longer than my inhale was. Another inhale, a nice, slow, controlled exhale. Keep it up. Only rule is that those exhales stay longer than the inhale. Let that go and let your breath go back to just whatever pace it wants to be naturally. And then spend a few moments looking inside. So I'm going to give you an opportunity, a little quiet time for you to set an intention for this evening. So in yoga, that's kind of like a little mantra, or sometimes it's goal-oriented, something positive that you kind of want to dedicate your practice to tonight. Maybe it's something you're working on outside in the off the mat world, or just working on in yoga, or a combination of both. Just let something come up, a simple 1 or 2 word phrase. And then later in the evening, when our holds get longer, when the silences get longer, if your mind starts to wander and you need something to bring you back to the present moment, you can use any of those anchors we've covered in the beginning. You can watch your breath, you can scan your body, you can watch your thoughts from a distance, or you can focus on your attention, repeat it like a mantra. All right, guys, so with that, let's start to move. Let's shrug shoulders up, squeeze them blades together on the back side of the body and swing it around, big circles. Other way around, take them up and over. Alright, so let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, flip the palms, come on back down. A few more rounds of that. The next time you're up, pause and catch up with me. We're going to twist this time on the exhale. So lifting in your chest a little bit, twist one way. Let's just go ahead and hold 3 breaths here. Okay, inhale back through the center line. Let's try the other way. Exhale. To the center line. So hands come on down here to your knees. Let's cat-cow the spine. So I'm tucking my belly in, I'm rounding my back, I'm tucking my chin, and then I'm going to bring my chest forward, and it's like I'm sending my chest in between my shoulders. I'm looking up. So this one's cow, the rounded one, and the cat. Oops, I said that backwards. The rounded one is cat, the forward one is cow. Back and forth a few times. So more little warm up. Let's inhale together, reach to the sky. We're gonna drop your left hand down toward the earth, reach up and over with the right. Reach through those fingertips, holding, and then try it the other way. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, reach. Come back up. Let's try it again. All right. Other way. All right, here we go. So, let's go ahead and get started with our practice this evening. So the first thing I had on the agenda is a seated forward fold. So I'm going to do that with the chair. I think that was probably the easiest thing that a lot of you guys probably have around the house. So bring your chair, put it on the mat so that all four legs are on the mat, just so when you press on it, it doesn't go flying away. And then put something comfortable in the seat, like a towel or a blanket. So you've got choices as to what you can do with the legs. You can just sit cross-legged. You can take the legs out in a wide V. Or one of my favorites is Janu Sirsasana. You got one heel tucked in towards your groin and one leg out. I think that's the one I'm gonna do. So I'm orienting my sits bones down toward the earth so I get a little tilt in my pelvis so that I can lean out and then find a comfortable place to rest here on the edge of the chair. Settle in. Get a timer going so I don't leave you here too long. So your only job here is to watch your muscles sort of settle into it. I do want you to keep your foot flexed for as long as you can remember to do it. With the other muscles, see if you can watch them sort of relax. So for me, this is a deep stretch here in the back side of the legs. I'm just gonna try to ease into it. Breathe. Last few breaths here. If you like the way it feels, you can take another one of those big sighing breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. So if you're in something that has two sides, go ahead and switch to the other side. So that includes if you're cross-legged, switch legs on top. If you're joining me in Janu, just take the other leg out. Sit up nice and tall, get that tilt going on in the pelvis, sits bones on the earth, hinge out. Guys, last few breaths here. Inhaling. Open mouth, side out. And make your way back up. So, I forgot to remind you guys in the beginning that I use Spotify for all my playlists. So if you want to be listening to some of the music that we usually listen to, Cliff will put the link to my Spotify playlist in the comments. He's looking at me like he might not be able to do that, but I bet he can figure it out. All right, so I'm going to set the chair aside for now. So for our next one, I thought we would do a prone twist. So I'm going to stack up a bunch of towels and then put a pillow on top of that. Maybe you have 2 pillows handy. Just something so you get a little height. But it's nice and squishy and comfortable, whatever you've built. So bring one thigh really close to the base of your pile of props here. You can stack your knees, one on top of each other. If you do that, it might feel nice to slide something else squishy in between your knees, just so that they don't knock together too much. You can zigzag the legs. That's a nice touch. I think I'll go somewhere in between. So I'm going to turn around, have both hands on either side of the pile of props I've built. I'm going to get a really long stretch in the spine, and then I'm going to lower myself down, looking in the same direction as my knees at first. And then I'm going to just set my arms in just some way that's comfortable. So we're going to spend at least 10 breaths here first. If at any point coming up you start to get cold, go ahead and cover up with a blanket. That's a nice touch. So if you're comfortable, you can stay right where you're at, but if you want to try to go a little deeper in the twist, press yourself back up. Lengthen through the spine again, look away from your knees, and then lower yourself back down. So, go ahead and face your knees once more. Slide your hands back so they're under the shoulders and press up. Ooh, okay, we're gonna go to the other side. Thigh really close to the base, deciding how you want your knees stacked or kind of offset in some way. Lengthening yourself out over the props and then coming down in the same direction of the knees for 10 breaths at first. And then only if you want to, going a little deeper by coming up first, lengthening, and then looking away, lowering yourself back down. So, facing your knees, hands slide back, press yourself up. All right. So I thought we would do a back roll in 3 positions up next. So if you'll grab either a blanket or I'm going to use a towel and roll it up. Of course, if you have a bolster, that works too. So if you've never done this before, kind of keep your roll pretty small, but if you're an expert, you know exactly how big to make your roll. I'm going to shoot to make mine maybe about 3 or 4 inches across. That would be good, like so. So we're going to aim for this to end up really high in the back to where it's coming out kind of close to where your armpits are if you had your arms out to a T. And then we're going to move it to the middle back, and then we're going to move it to the low back. So you'll place the roll on the mat. Turn around. Your bottom's going to be about 6 or 8 inches away. Knees bent. And lower yourself down. So this is a little bit of a guessing game. I think I got it just right. All right, so test. Arms out to a T. It's brushing my armpits. All right, good. So mindful of your neck. Lower yourself the rest of the way down. Find a comfortable position for your arms. They don't have to be straight out to a T if that doesn't feel good. And then keep your knees bent at first. About 10 breaths. Listen to your lower back. Not everybody likes this pose, so if your lower back gets grumpy, maybe try a roll that's less thick, or try a different pose while we're doing this and catch up with us later. If you need to come out with the pose, you can either do a reverse, like a little sit-up of what we just did, or you can roll off of the props to one side, or you can kind of lift your back up and remove the prop before you do anything. So we're getting close to that 10th breath, so if you feel like playing around, maybe extend one leg. All that feels good. Okay, I'm going to extend the other leg. But if you do that and it feels bad, just go back to that bent knee position. That's fine. So try to relax. I'll offer up the visual here that you can pretend like the body is like water. So imagine yourself flowing over the props. Imagining the way that water offers up no resistance to the rocks. It just alters its course and keeps moving, and it's flowing in a stream. You're the same way, relaxing into the floor, being heavy. Nothing calling the shots except for gravity. Feel yourself breathing into the front side of the body, that chest that's being opened up by this position. Feels really good, but it's already time to move. So I'm going to do this by moving myself in relation to the props. You always have the option to come back up to a seat and reposition things and then lie back down. But I tend to just put my knees on the mat, or maybe my feet on the mat with my knees bent, and then just give myself a little wiggle until I feel that roll in the mid-back. And then I try that whole process again of easing myself into it. So 10 breaths here. everything's going well, maybe extending the legs. Letting the arms rest wherever is comfortable. Your body is liquid. Nothing holding it up, nothing separating you from the floor, sinking. Allowing every bit of activity and tension in the muscles to simply stop, fade away. So let's move the roll to the final position. Re-bend your knees, feet on the mat. Either scooch or sit up and reposition and find a nice spot for the roll in your low back. So I still kind of want your bottom to be on the floor, so don't take it so low that the hips are leaving the earth, but deep down in your low back. Okay. 10 breaths, easing yourself into it. Maybe extend the legs. Releasing. Sliding over the props, no resistance. come out of this by bending my knees, feet on the mat. I'm going to lift my hips up so that I can grab that roll and set it aside. And then I'm just going to enjoy a neutral spine for a breath or two. So, next step, you're especially lucky if everything's just kind of handy. I'm going to encourage you to put something behind your knees. I'm going to use a pillow and a rolled up, my little roll from the last pose. I just have the back of my knees supported. And then I'm going to stick the other pillow underneath my head so that I have kind of a nice neutral bit of action going on in my neck. And then I'm going to grab this big bag of rice that I'm pretending is a sandbag. Does the same thing. I'm going to place it here on my low belly. And we're just going to spend a few moments here enjoying a neutral spine after all that back bending that we just did. So while you're here, I'm going to take you back to the body as an anchor. First, noticing the breath. You might be more aware of it since you have that pressure, that weight on the stomach. Watch the belly rise and fall. Slowly visit all the parts of your body one by one. I'm going to start up in the crown of your face, or crown of the head, and move into the muscles in your face. So the forehead, between your eyebrows, around the eyes and the cheeks, muscles around the mouth, your jaw. Loosen your jaw, let there be a little separation between your teeth. And even imagine that your tongue could relax. Feel it just sink. No action, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Relax the muscles in your throat and on the back side of the neck. Upper back, middle, and low back. Take the right arm and let it be loose and relaxed from top to bottom. Feel your left arm and feel it be released. Nothing to do, nothing to grasp, nothing to hold on to. Sinking into the floor. Notice the area around your heart. Some people, that's where we carry our tension. So notice if it's there. And then use the power of your mind to watch it ease away. If there's tension surrounding your heart, just watch it back off. heart beat stronger, beat bigger, beat louder. Pushing back all the tightness, the tension in the chest. To feel loose and free and relaxed. Same thing with the belly. That's where I tend to carry my tension, so I'll notice, feels like snakes or ropes are all tangled up in my belly and my guts. That's my tension. And then I just watch it all untangle, slip away. I feel free in the belly. Feeling my breath travel down there and encountering no obstacles, no tightness, just freedom. My right leg relaxes, and the left leg relaxes. The whole body is at ease all at once. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Twice more. Last one. Slowly make your way back up to a seat, however works for you. I'm going to set my bag of rice aside. I'm going to roll over to one side, and I'm going to use my arms to press me the rest of the way up. All right, so I was thinking we'll do our inversion next. I'm going to use legs in the chair just because I don't want to move all this stuff, but if you want to come into legs up the wall, you can do that. Legs up the chair is a great option for people who have low back issues anyway, so if you've never tried legs in the chair, you might give it a shot. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to keep handy for me is the blanket because I'm getting cold, and I'm going to use my bag of rice again, and maybe I actually have an eye pillow. It's like the one yoga prop that I actually have, so I might play around with that too. So, towel in the chair just for comfort so it's not cold or harsh, this little edge over here. So sit with your shoulder close to the seat of the chair, and I'm over here scooched pretty far out toward the long side of the mat because I want to be able to lie back, rest my legs in the chair. I immediately discover I'm a little short for this chair, so I'm going to prop up my hips by sliding a pillow underneath. There we go, that's a little better. Okay, and I'm going to put my bag of rice on my low belly. If you're in legs up the wall, you can put it on your feet by putting it on your feet and then raising your legs back up. Just be careful not to drop it on your face. Makes it kind of unpleasant. All right, and then I'm going to put my eye pillow on and cover myself up with my blanket. So you can do whatever works here with the arms. Sometimes it feels really cozy to keep them really close to you, kind of like a hug. Sometimes it feels nice to have them somewhere neutral, just hands near your hips. And then sometimes it feels good to continue a stretching sort of storyline, to have them kind of in a goalpost shape or out to a T so that you get a nice subtle stretch across the chest. You decide. So this is a pose where I'm going to be kind of quiet and let you have your own meditation time. So again, if your mind starts to wander, watch your breath. Scan the body. Watch your thoughts like they're clouds floating by that you don't have to follow, but you can notice. Or focus on your mantra, repeating it, imagining it, repeating in your mind with each inhale, and visualize it coming true, becoming more of a part of your life. Last few breaths. Take a big inhale. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Last one. So go ahead and draw your knees in toward your chest. Give them a little hug. Roll on over to one side. And then help yourself up to a seat. All right, so we've come to our last pose of the evening. I thought we would do Queen's Pose. You guys who are my regulars know that I love that pose. But if you want to do anything else, you can. Maybe a classic Shavasana or sideline Shavasana, whatever sounds good. So I didn't have any yoga blocks at home, so I'm just using some big chunky books like Les Miserables, always a nice big thick one. So I'm going to use this to kind of give myself a ramp that I can set some of my pillows on. So I'm going to use my bigger, thicker pillow on there, and then I'm going to put another one up here for my head just so that my neck is a little bit more neutral than it would be otherwise. I'm going to keep my rice nearby. I've been liking the rice. That's good. And then I've got another pillow that I'm going to put behind my knees, maybe with a rolled up blanket for just, or a rolled up towel for a little bit of extra height. So I'm going to turn around so that my bottom's pretty close to the base of this ramp. Grab my eye pillow too. There we go. Okay. Bottom's pretty close to the base of the ramp. Get my knees supported. And you can keep them bent like this the whole time, or you can sort of let them fall out either side with the feet together for a bound angle pose, or straight. Either way, doesn't matter. Whatever's more comfortable for you. And then we're going to lie back. So this is kind of like a little lazy boy chair in the yoga context. So try to get comfortable. Make sure your chin's not sticking up toward the sky. That's why I stuck this pillow up here so that my neck was a little bit more neutral. And then you can do whatever feels right with the arms. So it's kind of traditional to have the palms facing up, hands down there near your hips, but sometimes I feel better if I sort of burrito my arms closer to me by grabbing the outside of my blankets and kind of then tucking them in. That way they just feel like they're held in tight. That can feel nice. Or you can just find some other place for them, whatever feels good to you. I'm going to put my bag of rice back on my belly because I've been liking that this evening. It's a nice calming effect, like a weighted blanket. And I'm going to settle in. So while you guys are here, I'll lead you through one last meditation. Do a little bit of a variation on a classic loving-kindness meditation. Just sort of altered for these strange times that we find ourselves in. So first, noticing body, noticing breath. Noticing any thoughts, remembering your purpose, your mantra, your intention. to start by imagining ourselves sitting across from ourselves. So you're looking at this mirror image of you. So imagine giving love to yourself. Imagine wishing yourself happiness. And we're going to throw health in there as well tonight. Maybe that goes kind of unspoken with happiness. But wish yourself love, happiness, health, well-being, security, safety. If you find that you have a little trouble with any of those things, replace yourself for a few moments with somebody that you love unconditionally. Just spend a few moments letting it be really easy. Raining down love, health, happiness, well-being. And then see if you can try again, giving that kind of goodness to yourself. So next up, we'll spend a few moments imagining giving that parcel of goodness to someone that we don't know very well, just somebody neutral. Pick out somebody who you usually see, who serves you coffee or you pass in the hallways at work but don't know. Imagine wishing for them love, health, happiness, well-being. Imagine that there's a limitless supply of these things and you're just handing it out freely. You don't have any sense that you should keep it all for yourself. Just giving it away. If you have any trouble at all, go back to that source of ease for you. Imagine someone you love and showering on them love and health and happiness and well-being. And then simply try again with your neutral person in your imagination. Next up, pick out one of the people in our society who has a lot on their plate right now. Maybe our leaders, maybe our healthcare workers, even our delivery drivers, trash men, watermen, the people who can't stay home right now, grocery store employees. Imagine yourself giving them just abundance, limitless love, health, well-being, and happiness. From your never-ending supply. Next, pick out someone that you don't really see eye to eye with. Maybe not your worst enemy, but just someone that you don't get along with very well. And imagine yourself giving even them as much love and health and happiness and well-being, security during these hard times as you would wish for yourself, the people you love. Imagine yourself doing it with ease, with graciousness, without worry. And if it's difficult at all, revisit that image of giving it away freely to someone you love. Notice how easy it feels, and then try again. And then lastly, let's imagine giving all of this abundance to everyone in the world. It sounds like a tall order, so let's start small and just see how far we can go. So imagine giving health and wealth, abundance, happiness to the people in your neighborhood. Sharing with them the sense of ease that you feel in your body right now, security. And then let it get bigger. You're serving the whole town. Pretty soon you're able to serve the whole county and state. Treating all with a gracious heart, acts of abundance, health, happiness. Imagine yourself raining it down on the entire nation, entire hemisphere, the entire world. Anytime it seems hard, anytime it seems like an impossible task, returning to that image of looking at one person, just one person that you love, and how easy it feels to share what you have with them. And try again. Play with these images for as long as you'd like. And whenever they're done serving you, just allow them to fade to black. Notice things about the present moment again. Feel your body, feel your breath. Start to move your fingers and toes. Wrists and ankles. Change the position of your arms and legs. Stretch. Move slowly. So when you're ready, you can either roll off the props to one side, or you can bend your knees and put your feet on the mat and just take a little sit up. Just kind of being mindful of your neck. If you do that one, try to not strain in your neck. And just meet me in a seated position. Something simple, like how you started. Comfortable. Noticing the earth, body, breath, mind, your purpose. One last time. And I'll just leave you with the old basic tenet of the loving kindness meditation that we did tonight, but we did an altered version, but the classic version. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Hope you guys all stay safe out there. I will see you soon. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this first little attempt at doing something on the internet with yoga. So we'll figure it out and maybe try it again next week. Bye, guys. Oh, Cliff is...
a little bit of a lag. So.
Oh, okay. Cliff is telling me to wait because there's a lag, but okay.